Thanks, guys. Excited spring sports are getting into their seasons, but not all the winter sports are done yet.
That's right, Will. The Iowa women's gymnastics team competed at the Big Ten Championships in Champaign, Illinois. The Gym Hawks earned a season high and scored at the championship with a 196.4.
That season high score put the Gym Hawks in 4th overall place in the Big Ten, with Michigan taking the team title with a score of 197.2.
The NCAA selection show for women's gymnastics is today at 3 p.m., where they will find out the details of how their postseason will look.
And despite that winter weather this weekend, the Iowa baseball team managed to get in a doubleheader against number 11 Indiana on Friday.
In the second inning of the game, Indiana's Matt Lloyd helped IU take an early one-run lead with this home run out to left field. Iowa responded in the bottom of the third with a triple from Ben Norman that would lead to an RBI from Mitchell Bowe to tie it up at 1.
However, that would not be enough for Iowa as they fell in this game 4-2. In Game 2, Brady Samuel was on the mound for the Hawks and pitched 7 shutout innings against the Hoosiers.
In the bottom of the third, Robert Newstrom hit this double that was eventually brought in for the run by an RBI from Tyler Cropley.
The hot-hitting night for the Hawks continued in the bottom of the 6th with this home run from Chris Whalen. Iowa took the game over 11th ranked Hoosiers 5-1.
Tough loss in Game 1. Well-played game by both teams. They just, out-hit us. Basically, they were a little more offensive than we were. We left a couple chances out there, and we lose 4-2, but a well-played game. Allgaier pitched well. And then in Game 2, we jumped out and scored some runs early, and Brady was effectively wild throughout the course of the game, but, punched out a lot of guys. Tough for them to hit him today. Good fastball. He really struggled with his breaking ball, threw the changeup a little bit, but it was primarily fastball today. Went deep into the game, and then Zach Daniels closed it. Tyler Cropley really swung the bat extremely well in both games and had a great game. Robert had a pretty good game in Game 2. Very, very happy with how our guys played. Didn't make an error on the day. 18 innings of really pretty well-played baseball against a very good team.
Iowa will be back in Duane Banks this Wednesday to take on Bradley.
This past weekend, the softball team opened up Big Ten play against the Michigan Wolverines.
Game 1 of the series resulted in a Michigan win with a score of 4-1. To get things started in Game 2, Mackenzie Schneider sent a triple to the right center to bring Leah Thompson home.
During the 5th inning, Mallory Killian and Sarah Kurtz were sent home by a 2-run RBI by senior Allie Wood, making the score 4-1.
The Hawks broke the Wolverines' 17-game winning streak. The Hawks came out on top 4-3.
The biggest thing is us working on our strengths and knowing that our strengths are capable of beating a team like Michigan. The challenge is honing in on those weaknesses too during the week so they become less weak and more strong. And again, going into the game doing what we do and not being too concerned about them.
And the Hawks will be back in action this Tuesday at 2 p.m. with a doubleheader against UW Green Bay. The women's tennis team lost 6-1 to Ohio State in a Sunday matchup with the number 27 Ohio State Buckeyes.
Elise Van Hoevelen stayed in her match with the Ohio State number 1, despite dropping her first set 6-4, but could just not hold on.
In doubles, Van Hoevelen dropped a close match as well with her new partner Anastasia Reimchen, but kept the energy level high with points like this one. The Hawks were swept in every doubles set.
And despite her bellowing ground strokes, Zoe Douglas dropped a wild match 6-1, 0-6, and 7-6 to Ohio State, sealing the victory for the Buckeyes.
I know I get old saying we just got to keep learning, but I think we probably just have to continue to learn and think about that and not be satisfied. We're going into a really important stretch here, so we've got to this is disappointing. We got to pull ourselves back up and get ready for really difficult on the road, important Big Ten matches.
I love having my teammates on the sideline. You always feel support, but when you have them all watching, you feel extra support and you know that you can do it. So.
The team hits the road for the next month on a 5-match road trip before returning in late April with dates against Minnesota and Wisconsin.
On the men's side of tennis, the team fell to Minnesota in a tough Friday match.
The Hawkeyes dropped the doubles point to start the match despite impressive sequences like this one by the number 1 doubles team Kareem Alof and Jonas Larsson.
Then it was the energetic duo of freshmen Will Davies and Peter Smetana proving why the Hawkeyes had a top 20 recruiting class with this point against the Minnesota 2 team. It was not enough as the number 5 Golden Gophers edged the Hawkeyes 4-3.
About the way the guys compete, the way the guys believe in, what we're trying to be about, which is we want to be great competitors, we want to be good teammates, we want to play with enthusiasm and play composed. I think we did all those things today, and unfortunately we didn't come out on top. I think we can play a little better in doubles. Got a slow start. That wasn't really like us. From what we've done in the past few matches in the season, but came back in singles and we fought back.
The Hawks return next weekend for conference battles against Illinois and Northwestern before squaring off Sunday afternoon with South Dakota State.
That's all we have for you today in the sports studio. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for a more in-depth look at Iowa baseball and softball. Guys, back to you.